Premiership Rugby round number 6, folks. Quins and Saracens. I had a look at the fixtures list and thought, this is the game for me to watch. London rivals. Should be a cracking game. And the crowd was really good at the Stoop. Seemed to be pretty good weather. The game was lopsided. Goodness me. 6 tries to 1, 38-10. Saracens gave the Quins boys a bit of a hiding. Go through some key events and stats, and you guys can let us know your thoughts. Didn't start that well for Saracens, seeing as they lost Ben Earl, Elliot Daly before kickoff, and Lazowski within like 2 minutes. But it didn't seem to matter. I mean, Quins got the first points. I mean, Marcus Smith made a big old tackle. Was it on Tompkins? Like right at the start of the game. Saracens missed touch. Quins had a penalty shot, hit the post. They had about 10 phases. After Saracens had spilled a high ball. And eventually Saracens conceded a penalty to break down 3-0. So that's a game. Then Saracens just pulled away. They just scored so many points. It was, it was brutal. Brutal to watch from a guy who was expecting something a bit more of an arm wrestle. Maybe I'm just out of touch with how the Premiership's been going. Saracens' first try comes on. It does take 19 minutes, so it takes them a wee while to get into it. But, I mean, phases after a maul, which had come from an initial Harlequins choke tackle. But when they called it maul, you can't then drop that maul to the ground, which the Quins guys did. So they got pinged for collapsing a maul. And then, Saracens took advantage. So, the first try comes through Juan Gonzalez, who's looking like a pretty good signing. From close range, 7 points to 3. Saracens' defence, to be fair, looked pretty comfortable despite waves of Harlequins attack in return. Bunch of phases, nothing much doing. And then when Saracens get a chance, Alex Good and Owen Farrell play a nice little 1-2 play. Those guys have played a lot of rugby together. Gets a big old line break. Etoje with a big carry. They get the ball wide to Ollie Hartley. Tompkins with the try assist. I mean, Liner and Green couldn't stop him from going over in the corner, reaching out and get it on down. So conversion hits the post. But 12 points to 3, and then Harlequins concede a penalty at the breakdown. Maul advantage becomes a penalty. Maul over. 19 points to 3. By that point, I'm thinking this game's looking like it's going one direction, just because of the constant stream of points. And as I said, like when Harlequins would go 10 phases, didn't look like they were getting even close to scoring. One point, like Smith puts a kick through it, it's just way too deep. It's like, it's a bit of nothing. So, 19-3. Collier gets a big handoff on Farrell before halftime, but still no score. So, Quins down by a bundle. They've had less possession but more territory. It's pretty close, to be honest. And Saracens have had way more run meters. Juan Gonzalez has been good. As I mentioned, he's had a try. He's had 9 tackles. I think Don Brandt's had 9 tackles. But, well behind. They need to chase the game. What can they do at the start of the second half? Geez, they concede a try within 2 minutes. Saracens get the bonus point 1. Andy Christie from a maul. Etoje wins it in the air. So, scoreline extends. We're in the 20s now for Saracens. The Stoop was getting pretty quiet by that point. But to be fair, I mean, their team's just been getting hammered, so there's not that much to cheer about. There's still a few diehard fans trying to get the team behind it. They do get to cheer Tyrone Green have a pretty big run. But then Saracens win a penalty at the resulting scrum a bit later, so that kind of quietens them back down again. Smith tries to get things started by tapping a quick penalty, and then Danny Kerr puts a dink through, so they get an attacking 5-metre scrum. So they're still playing. They're just well behind on the scoreboard. And, when they finally get like that attacking opportunity from that 5-metre scrum, they get scrum advantage, they spin it, they knock it on, and the next chance, Smith has a big carry, goes close. Eventually, when they go through some phases, Esterhazen gets stripped in the tackle. So, after all that pressure, nothing comes from it. The Series boys have a try denied for a Maro Etoje shirt pull. It was him who put the initial big defensive play in to cause some turnover ball, so it looked like a potential try, but nothing doing. Good to see Juan Gonzalez chasing everything. But then Tom Parton gets maybe my favourite try of the game, mainly because that Alex Good pass, as he was just about to get hammered, flicks this huge wide pass. Unbelievable stuff. He continues to impress, man. 31 points to 3. Commentator I've got on my feed starts saying, well, if Harlequins are going to come back, then they need to do it now. Squeaky bum time. Bro, they're 31-3 down. They've scored 3 points in 60 minutes. I don't think they're going to score another 30 to come back into it somehow. Lewington gets another try from another side try for Saracens from a good grubber. It's an Alex Good. It is a good grubber as well. Danny Kerr can't scramble back, so 38-3 and a yellow card for a high tackle from Chisholm on Theo Dan. It's just not their day at the office, the Quins boys. Although they did, despite the fact they were down to 14 men, finally managed to get over the whitewash. Esterhazen just beat Lewington in a one-on-one attacking play, so a good bit of power from the big man. So 38 points to 10. Saracens could have had one at the death, but Tom Willis with a comical drop of the ball over the line at full time. But yeah, it didn't matter at the end. They can laugh about it because they've already got the bonus point. They've already got the win. It's not going to make much of a difference. But yeah, Jamie George even put in a couple of kicks in this game. It was pretty mad. So yeah, a bit disappointing. Harlequins couldn't put in a bit of a better shift. As I said, I know they're a good attacking side, but they were kept largely pretty quiet by the Saracens' defence. That's pretty impressive. Scrum time seemed to go both ways, just depending on... I haven't checked the final stats on the scrum penalties. I think Saracens probably got forced a few more from the Quins scrum, but I mean certainly the scrum was pinged both ways. Possession finishes 57-43 to Quins actually, but territory 50-50. Run meters 458 to 341 to Saracens. Clean breaks 10-3 to Saracens. Turnovers conceded 12-7 to Quins. So yeah, man. Interestingly, kicks from hand is only 29-27 to Saracens, but the old Saracen side I'm used to watching kicks like 40 plus times a game, so they did seem to be playing a bit more expensively, even if they did maul it like 13 times to 2. So yeah, Saracens have got Bristol at home coming up next week, and then Harlequins will travel to the Saints. So yeah, Premiership Rugby round 6. I was hoping for one that was a bit closer, but still some good tries on display. You guys let us know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.